This is a quick demo of the restore functionality within the Configures Data UI. So to start us off is we have a backend deployment created from the simple namespace. So let's go ahead and take a look at this deployment. If we take a look at role binding, we can see it's the subject for the role binding is bound to a group, backend.admin@bigco.com. Let's go ahead, let's say we want to make a change and switch this over to use an app admin service account. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll create a new revision, we'll edit it, and we'll have to make a couple changes. First we have to add the service account, so app admin. Next, we should update the role binding, so we'll remove the current subject, which is bound to the group, and add a new one, which points to the service account. And this uses autocomplete, so it already detects the service account resource within our package. So let's select that. And finally, we can actually remove this add replacements since it's present to just update the subject field within the role binding, which was needed for the group, no longer needed for the service account. So first we'll remove the mutator from the kept file, because that's no longer going to be needed since we're deleting the apply replacements resource. And we'll delete this resource. Let's go ahead and save this. And just do a quick check, make sure that everything looks good. Is the role binding, we can see that we've updated, okay, remove group, we add the service account, that looks good. The service account, it's brand new, so that's expected, app admin, so that looks good. The kept file, we removed the mutator, that's expected, so that's good, and we removed apply replacements, so that all looks good. Let's go ahead, propose, and approve this. Okay, so we have backend revision v2 finally is published, so we're good here. Now let's say we decided that, you know, coming back into this, let's say a day later, is we decide we made a mistake, or we actually want to revert it, is we intentionally, and at the time we wanted to, is we updated the role binding to use a service account. Well, now we actually want to go back to the group. So we have a couple options here. One option is just like before, similar to how I changed it over to the service account. So I can create a new revision and I can go ahead and update the package resources. I can delete the service account, I can add in the apply replacements again, I can update the role binding and update the kept file to include the mutator for the apply replacements. Another option is I can get to the revisions, I can select the revision that I want to restore, or that has the resources in there that I expect that I want to go back to. So let's do that. Let's go back to revision v1. So we're in revision v1, and if I look at the role binding here, I can see that, okay, it's using the backend admin group. That's what I want to restore it to, or go back to. That looks good. I can see it has a apply replacements. I can see whenever I look at the kept file, it has a mutator. And I can see, look at the resources list, that service account is not present, which is exactly what I want. So let's go ahead and restore this. So we'll click on Restore Revision. Let's go ahead and create the revision. And this immediately, just as the button indicated, it created a brand new revision. So we're on revision v3 now. And whenever we look at the resources, we can see that the resource list is identical to what we had in the revision v1 that we restored. So again, I see the apply replacements is present. I can see whenever I look at the role binding, I can see that, okay, yep, we're back to the backend admin group. And whenever I look at the kept file, I can see that, okay, good. We have the apply replacements mutator present. That's perfect. That's what I want. If we want, we can compare this to the previous revision. And as we expected, we can see the service account is removed, apply replacements is added back in, and again, we see updates to role binding and kept file, which is expected. If we compare this to revision v1, what we restored to, we shouldn't see any changes, and we don't. This is perfect. This is what we want. So let's go ahead and propose this. And this will go through the same review process as before. So it's the revision is created as a draft. We'll propose it. It gets reviewed and it can be approved. And this is how you restore a previously published revision. Thank you for watching. We'll be having more videos coming out soon for the Configures Data UI. Thank you.